Welcome to the JAMODI podcast. We are all surrounded by amazing coaches and leaders. So let's get an inside look at not just what they do, but how they do what they do. After all, becoming the best versions of ourselves is JAMODI, just a matter of doing it.
What's up, Coach? Are you looking for a way to elevate your off-season skill development? Well, look no further. With the Bology app, you can build a workout with our library or create your own content. Send that workout to your players, and then your players complete the workout by recording their session on their phones. You can monitor and encourage competition with our leaderboards for every workout. Bology offers player development solutions in the palm of your hands. Get your team started today by going to bology.com for more info.
But then I also think the team and the way they did it is inspiring to guys like you and me as well, who aren't going to assemble a team, but we know we can coach a little bit. We just need a group of kids that we can coach that and do something with them. And we did it without compromising, our ethics.
And to that point, it's not that a transfer coming in is always a bad thing or something always wrong is happening. Sometimes people move. Sometimes people are looking for maybe a better situation, and they do it all the right way. Now, we happen to hear more about the people that are out there actively hunting and finding and using any methods for it to happen. Obviously, though, that does make it difficult. So to your point, how did you get this group to, so that were there from the junior high time? Like, how did you get them to stay together? How did that group not kind of dissolve as they got older? Because that's what I feel like a lot of programs see.
Yeah, that's really a lot bigger than just me. It's a parent thing, it's a community thing, it's a school thing. But we obviously played a role in it, and I would say there was probably a little bit of dissolving, just because there were so many good players in the group that a few of them picked to go straight football, a few of them went to a different school because they're going to have more opportunities at a different school. But the core group stuck together the whole time, first off, there's if you watch this play, there was like a togetherness that was just different, and it was really special because you could tell they were different, like they were friends, and you could see it when they played each other and the way they picked each other up and encouraged each other. And I think we fostered and encouraged that from day one, and I through a lot of different ways. But then we also cast a big long-term vision with them. Put up there's a hole in the rafters for a banner. We talked about hanging our banner there at the very beginning when we weren't any good. And then we talked about turning Plano East into a basketball school. And so they just took a lot of pride in being on the East Side. And, the year all these seniors, they were eighth graders. We went into COVID. We graduated 9 seniors that year. And so we were bringing back, I think we were bringing back 3 players that had been on varsity, and one of them transferred out. And so, there wasn't any Plano East spirit wear. There wasn't. So, we just started, just pumping them with spirit wear and talking, pumping up the school. And we actually, I think over the first 2 years of their high school career, we probably put about $20,000 into our locker room because we talked about making it a basketball school. We just wanted it to be the place they wanted to be. We wanted to have the nicest locker room of all the sports. Which we actually already did, thanks to Jeff Clarkson. We already did, but we put another $20,000 into our little space. And this year, when it kind of all came together, I would walk in there during lunch, and other sports would just be hanging out in our locker room because we had the comfortable chairs and the music, and we had padded carpet. So some of it was like a nasty floor, but we just really wanted to turn it into a basketball school, and I think all that played into them all staying.
Man, I love the idea of investing in, I think all coaches invest in their players, and that is a daily thing when when we're meeting with them, when we're helping them with skill work, uh, that happens. But there's even more to it than that. And it's like you had some big ideas, and then having the vision is one thing, but then the follow through, and like you said, the parents and community. I think when you try to make your place the place to be, that's what it sounds like you did.
Yeah, I mean that was the plan from the beginning. I'd like at my home for our home to be the place where my kids and their friends want to hang out. And we're working on that to make it the place. But at school, we just wanted that to be a safe place where the gym was open as much as we could. We get it open. We would have as many meals as we could up there together. Play basketball as much as we could together. And they, I think they're all pretty attached to Plano East basketball at this point.
The goal is to win every game that we play, right? And so you go into the season thinking that way, but deep down, and probably your players know too, that the probability of you actually winning every game, it's really small. And so, but you go into it like every team is undefeated. Yeah, every team is undefeated and all that stuff. As you're going through the season, you're 10-0. You're like, okay, great start. You're 20-0. All right, like, man, we got a lot of good momentum. How did that keep the feeling of that keep building? And like, was it ever a pressure that you felt like, golly, like this is a lot, man? We just can we get through the next game? Or like, how did you guys handle that?
Yes, that's a good question. I mean, it's really a lot simpler than it sounds. I mean, I'd heard Chris Beard one time say, they're asking him about his success, and he said, "Man, it's really simple. We have one game on Friday, and we're going to do everything we can to win Friday. And if we have to add a defense for this one game because it's going to work in this one game, we're going to win that game." And then we kind of got there where we're singularly focused on the next game, which I think helps a lot because even like as kids, as coaches, there's a lot of distractions out there. Well, it's a lot worse for kids, particularly like we had 11 seniors this year. 7 of them wanted to play in college.
Yeah.
And, not getting recruited because the portal, like this kid's getting recruited, that kid's not. This college coach is coming to practice, but he's not talking to, like, all that distraction stuff. It's better when they're just focused on the next game. So we really did that. And, this year, not only did we go 40-0, but we won our games by an average margin of victory of 26 a game for all 40. So we found ourselves in some half times where we're like, hey, we're going to win this game no matter what, because we're just better, but what's the focus? And so we said from day one, it's March 9th. March 9th, March 9th, March 9th. We need to be the type of team that wins on March 9th. Because the year before we had lost to Lake Highlands in the playoffs, they beat us by 4, which was not cool. But then, once Lake Highlands kind of ran through the playoffs and won all their games by double figures, we're like, oh dang,
we were close.
Yeah, we're 4 points away from being the best team in Texas.
Yeah.
So for us, the type of team that wins on March 9th, like, it was just a gap we were trying to close the whole time, and it was, we're going to win today. And then once we knew we could kind of win today, we're talking about what type of game can we win up? What type of team do we need to be to win on March 9th? And then, like the whole undefeated season thing, it was never really like in your mind until about 5 games left in the season. And you're looking at your schedule and you're like, I think there's one team on here that could beat us if everything worked out.
Before playoffs?
Yeah. And then, that was actually a close game. I think we had a deficit, a 1 point deficit or something in the fourth quarter. Ended up hitting some incredible clutch shots. Ended up winning by 7. And then when it was over, it was like the next 3 teams on our schedule can't beat us. They just can't. And the singular focus of like, hey, we're about to go make history. Like, everybody can lose a game or whatever, but we're trying to not only win state, but do something, no 6A team has ever done. First, the last team to win it go undefeated at the highest classification was 2007 in Duncanville. It was 5A then. And you never really worry. It wasn't like a worry about
Yeah.
like, are we going to drop the ball? It was more like, wake up with like just a purpose to go, in our mind, go make history. And the focus was intense, and it was really neat. It's not like anything I've ever been through.
Hmm. There's some guys that'll say something like, man, it was good that we lost that one. Like we needed to lose that one. Anytime I hear that, I'm always like, man, I've never felt like that. Like I've never felt like, golly, glad we lost that one because now we'll really be focused. Like, I mean, I think
Those guys
the
are
goal,
different than us.
I think the goal is to win. And
Yes.
and so like I would imagine I was trying to play like the other side. Like if you had lost that game,
Yeah.
that where you were down one going into the fourth, would you have felt like, oh, okay, now we can breathe. We don't have to worry about that. Let's just focus on. But I get the feeling like, no.
No, we haven't lost a game in 14 months, so I'm not looking to lose another game anytime soon.
I don't even feel like I could talk to you on here. I don't even know I don't know what that feels like. No.
That's part of my growth plan. I'm not a very gracious loser.
That's part of your growth plan. Listen, Coach, we need you to learn how to lose more and lose better. And yeah, that's good. Thank you for checking out today's episode. Please take a moment to subscribe to this podcast, share it with your fellow coaches, and find us on social media for what's coming up next on the JAMODI podcast. It's just a matter of doing it.